Alright, so today we got something a little different. This is going to be an oddball. But actually cut this out of a 2x6 and just cut it out with a jigsaw. And if you can see him there, kind of drew on here what he was going to be. Going to round him off and do a quick little carving, and I think he'll turn out pretty cool looking. I'm going to put him on a flower pot holder. So see how it goes. Here we go. Okay, so we're working on a buzzard. This is a fun little easy project. You can do stuff like this with little scraps of wood. Anything you got laying around the house, just if you can make a shape out of it and draw a picture on it, and you can have a fun little free carving to do. This pine is just a cheap scrap pieces of 2x6 I had laying around, and they're the only thing bad about this pine is it's really dusty. It's a real fine dust, so you can see it just stacking up on me. It just sticks to everything, but it still carves all right if you got something that'll cut through it. Making this guy, I wasn't sure how much detail and how much shape I could get out of a flat 2x6, but it really surprised me. I just kept digging in there and it started looking pretty good, so I just kept going on it. Yeah, if you want to try something like this, just find some cartoon pictures and try to make a 3D out of your favorite cartoon character. It's a lot of fun, neat little project to do. The little background story for this, while this came about, was my wife had got some hanging baskets with flowers in, and anytime she gets flowers, we just apologize to them when we get them, and because they're gonna die. So I thought it would be appropriate to put a buzzard above the hanging baskets on the hanging basket stand there to wait for the inevitable. So she really liked it. That's kind of a reminder for her to water them too, so it's all working out. This is just a lot of rounding off corners on this. This was kind of fun though. I think I might have to try another cartoon character because it's kind of neat. I didn't draw a particular cartoon character. I just looked on Google Images. I found a few different ones that I like and take some attributes from different ones and kind of put them together and make my own bird. And I look at pictures of real buzzards. I looked at pictures of cartoon buzzards and try to come up with your own little guy and try to make the piece of wood look a little bit like him. if I was going to do this again, I'd probably put a little bit more of a bend in that neck and make his Adam's apple stick out a little bit further. I did put a little bit of an Adam's apple in here, but I think I would go a little bit more if I was making it again. This is my Fordham that I'm using. It has a lot of power and a 1/4 inch drive with the drum burr on it. It'd take off a lot of wood in a hurry, but it still makes a lot of dust. This beak had a lot of shape to it, so it was fun to carve. And then those big old eyeballs there. Any beginner carvers, the line that I drew down the center of that, just that center line, helps keep your carving the same on both sides. If you just have a center line going down there, then you can kind of keep track of how much you're taking off each side. In case you lose that a little bit, you can draw it back on. As long as there's a little piece of the line showing somewhere, you can always draw it back on and just kind of keep your head centered up. That's why I do a lot of the driftwood stuff. Is lots of times you don't have to take off as much wood, so you don't make as much dust. Not nearly as messy. So I enjoy trying to make things out of the different driftwoods and trying to take off as little bit of wood as I can and come up with a neat looking carving. So it's a little challenge I kind of make for myself sometimes. It doesn't look like it on the videos here. I kind of cut stuff out of the video so you don't see me taking breaks and drawing the different lines and stuff on here that I do. I don't draw on them a lot, but I do draw the eyeballs on there and stuff just to kind of get an idea where I'm going. And you don't see too much of that in the video, but there is a little bit of that. I don't just sit down and carve all these out in 15 minutes. It would be cool though if I could. I do these smaller carvings like this because I'm trying to do one a week. Can't really get into anything big or super detailed, and still get a video done in one a week. So that's why we do a lot of little carvings. Try to inspire people to get out and make a little sawdust in their shed and have some fun. Not really getting too not a lot of detail in the feathers because this is an outside thing. It's going to be out in the sun, it's going to be out in the rain, and so just trying to give it enough detail to make it look interesting. Switching bits quite a bit because of quick little details that I'm putting in, and just try to find whatever tool works the best on them. In this case, it was just a regular sanding drum. After I had the eyes cut out there, the big circles, I went back and looked at some more pictures and found some cartoon eyes that I liked, and I just drew them on there, and this is what I got. There was a lot of just finishing up the little details on this. The final sanding on this was tough. Pine's really hard to get to look smooth. So I sanded until I was tired of sanding for what it was. And I went over it with probably a plastic brush or a wire brush or something a little bit. I went over it with some finer sandpaper just to try to get as much of the fuzzy stuff off as I could before I painted it, but I was real happy with the way it turned out. So here I was just taking the wire brush and I had cut these grooves in there with the burr, and then this wire brush just takes those fuzzies off of there pretty nice. Places where you can't get sandpaper into. Had a few wrinkles in his forehead here. going to start painting them. I used the acrylic paints that I normally use on my carvings. That's just that folk art paint from like Hobby Lobby or someplace. But this it has some really nice bright colors and some really nice colors. I just use it because it's cheap and it seems to stay on there really good. So the yellow was really bright whenever I put it on there. I wasn't quite expecting that, but I'm gonna darken it up here later on. So it looked kind of neat though when it was all real bright colors. I just it was a little bit bright for where I was gonna put it, so I darkened it up a little bit. Make it look a little older, a little more weathered, like an old Buzzard. These colors I was using, they got really bright. I was just kind of mixing the paint on a little piece of plastic there, and I was mixing black and white, just making a gray color for the middle of them. And then on the wings, I think I mixed the black and white and a little bit of brown in with it, just to give it a little bit different tint for the wings. It was like a dark brown or a bark brown. I added in with the black and the white just to, and I would mix a little bit at a time, and so it had a lot of variation to it. I'd just mix a little bit, and then if it was too dark, like the spot on the bottom of the bird there, I'd just go back over it with a little bit lighter gray and blend it all back in again. But give it a lot of variation so it didn't look like it was all the same color. I'm doing the tail feathers in the same color that I was doing the wings. I was just making the flight feathers a little bit different color than the chest and his back. Bit of a different color of pink for his eyes here. And right in here I was starting to think, oh, this is a little bit bright. I need to darken this up a little bit. Just kind of dry brushing some orange on there just to darken the yellow up a little bit. As I just give everything some variations. Like any cartoon, they always have every part pretty much outlined in black, so I just started making the black lines around everything.
Never.
Really started separating the colors and made it look neat. And I just kind of went over the whole thing with that black wash. Just kind of blend everything in and darken it up. It really toned them down. Looked like he'd been eating out of a garbage bin. I just went back over a little bit with the highlights on the white and a little bit on the black, and he turned out pretty good. I did shoot a coat of clear lacquer over him, and he was a lot of fun. So I hope this inspires you to glue a couple pieces of wood together and get out there and make a fun little project. So if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and thanks for watching.